John Beltran with Jen Goodall. Back from the Digger Dome and Brush. Just moments away from starting this boys game. The Bead Digger boys finishing third in the state earlier this year. Of course, that was the last school season where they lost to Pagosa Springs in the semifinals and then defeated Eaton for third place, and they brought back virtually every player. So let's face it, Jen, we should anticipate a banner year for the Brush boys.
I'm still going to miss Captain America.
Well, Mitch Tormolen was very good a year ago and was very good, in fact, going back to being a starter in his sophomore year. But that's what sports is all about at the high school and college levels. You graduate players and you have to replace them. So maybe that's the one question to be asked is, who is the main man or the men? We know that Kalen Brandt is now on this team. He's got some size and athleticism, along with some other players from a year ago that could legitimately at least try to replace what Mitch Tormolen did.
Well, and Mitch Tormolen was, he was the workhorse. He didn't mind doing all of that, the tough stuff of getting the rebounds and not really getting a whole lot of glory for it. He did the down and dirty work, if you will.
Well, we know this team has a lot of athleticism. Athleticism is not going to be a problem at all. I mean, they'll be able to get up and down the floor. The question is, at times, will they get beat on the boards? And you know that rebounding is a lot more than height.
It
Positioning
is.
and
passion.
And will. There's no question about that. Not Farrell, just will, with a small W. And you put together those components, and that's what it takes to be a successful basketball team. And that's what the Bead Diggers certainly did this past season. And they're looking to duplicate because they play back-to-back nights here. So we'll see how well they are in terms of being in shape for these first two games. They want to run and utilize the depth, and they went 10 deep last year, Jen.
They did, and we do have a number of boys that are coming out of the football season, so that's always a little, that's a rough and tough and physical game. Not that basketball isn't, but it's a different kind, so hopefully they kind of have that out of their system so we don't have a foul fest either.
Defense ahead of the offense, though, or what do you think?
I'm always a defense ahead of the offense. I always think that you have to do defense first.
Well, and I know what you're saying in terms of emphasis, but I'm talking about in terms of what's going to be working best at the beginning. Is there going to be some rust offensively, or will there be equal rust defensively? Because, there's chemistry on defense, too.
There is, and it depends on what Coach Garcia is planning on doing. If he decides to throw some of those presses on for the Wiggins team, then there could be a little bit of miscue on the rotation part still as they're getting some of that rust off and as they've inserted a couple new players in to this lineup that they've got going on.
Bead Digger starting lineup brought to you by Blowdoor and Lumber at blowdoorandlumber.com. You can browse the virtual showroom, view the current sales, complete a credit application, and shop the entire inventory online. Blowdoor and Lumber at Fort Morgan at 130 State Street. Let's go to Paul Acosta with tonight's starting lineups of this boys' game.
There are a few better places in athletic competitions to demonstrate respect for others. While your demonstration of respect for those who participate in watching tonight, you understand that the most important part of the competition is the people involved and not the game itself. Once again, welcome to Brush High School for tonight's game. Now it's time for tonight's starting lineup. First, with the visiting Wiggins Tigers. Freshman, double 0, Austin Harry. Sophomore, number 4, Austin Dennis. Sophomore, number 5, Tucker Steve. Senior, number 10, Levi Gus. Senior, number 11, Terrence Freehawk. Selection on the starter, number 3. Ethan Reisler. And now, your starting lineup for your watch. Iowa senior, number 24, Randy Baker. 6'3" senior, number 4, Rick Brown. senior. Number 23, Trey Transfer. 6-point senior. Number 32, Jeffrey Dunker. And a 6-point senior. Number 14, Bryce Wiggins.
Once again for the Beat Diggers, Jake Brown, Bryce Needens, Trey Cranston, Randy Baker, and Jeffrey Dunker. And for Wiggins, Kaysen Reisner, Austin Dennis, Tucker Teague, Levi Schutz, and Taryn Freehoff. Ken Garcia, as Jen mentioned, the head coach of the Beat Diggers, assisted by Court Marquez and T-Whip, Tyrone Whipple. It'll be Teague jumping center with Jake Brown. And the game is underway. Opening tip brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Greg Mullen. 842-45-55, controlled by Wiggins. With the basketball is Freehoff. Looking down low, bounce pass intercepted there by Brown. Brown nearly tied up in the backcourt. Over to Cranston. Cranston on the outside right to Needens. Needens behind the three-point line. At the top to Cranston. Cranston guarded closely by Schutz. Cranston bounce pass to Dunker, left of the free throw line. Back out to Needens. Fakes a 3 steps in. 15-footer is off to the left. And there's a foul by Jeffrey Dunker, as grabbing the rebound was Austin Dennis.
And right off the bat, it looks like the Beat Diggers are going to apply a press. Looks like a little 1-2-2.
The backcourt with the basketball is Dennis. Jump pass taken at midcourt over there by Freehoff. Freehoff back out to Reisner. And Dunker went to the ground. Baseline shot is missed, but the rebound, the putback is up and in by Levi Schutz. As the original shot was missed by Austin Dennis. Wiggins with the first points of the game. Cranston on the outside right with the basketball. To Needens in the lane all the way. Scoops it down low out of bounds. Knocked off the hands of Tucker Teague. Beat Diggers retain possession. Needens to throw it in. Needens looking, still looking. Feeds Dunker right baseline. Dunker backs up 10-footer. Is in and out. And the rebound to Tucker Teague of Wiggins. Into the front court, left corner, wide open 3, and that's an air ball as Trey Cranston wrestles the rebound away. But there's a tie-up anyway between him and Tucker Teague. The three-pointer was missed by Freehoff. Beat Digger basketball as the possession arrow is pointing in their direction. 6:47 remaining opening quarter. Wiggins 2, Brush nothing. Needens in the lane, nearly stripped. Retains possession of the basketball, right baseline to Brown. Down low for Dunker. Dunker in the lane, bounce past Needens, and his shot is up and in off the glass for Bryce Needens, and the game is deadlocked at 2. Beat Diggers applying the press. Dunker nearly stripped Austin Dennis. Back out to Teague into the front court with the basketball is Schutz, and then that ball is poked away by Dunker. Dunker to Baker. He'll lay it up and in! Off the glass for Randy Baker. Second turnover committed by Wiggins. Backcourt pressure being applied with the basketball is Freehoff. Picks up the dribble. Overhead pass towards the front court is controlled by Reisner. Reisner down low, wide open as Teague. He gets Needens in the air, banks and scores. Well, that's what happens when you apply the press. If you don't come up with something, there's a player wide open in the front court. 4-4. Dunker drives and has the ball poked out of bounds from behind by Austin Dennis. Beat Diggers retain possession. 5:51 to go in the opening quarter. Brush for Wiggins, for Needens to trigger it in. Needens looking, still looking. Bounce pass to Dunker, left baseline in the lane. Hooks and scores for Jeffrey Dunker. This is 10-10 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan Greeley, John Beltran with Jen Goodall. Dennis fell down in the backcourt. The ball is loose, and then Cranston steals it away. Over to Baker. Baker scoops it to Brown, lays it up and in! Oh, nice no-look pass by Randy Baker. Beat Diggers now on a 6-0 run. Dennis in the right corner in the front court against Brown, and then he's fouled by Brown along the baseline. The Beat Diggers commit their second team foul here just 2.5 minutes into the game. This Brush team with tons of experience. Austin Garcia and Kyle Rosenbrock, 2 juniors, into the game for Jake Brown and Jeffrey Dunker. To throw it in is going to be Freehoff. Freehoff looking. Baseball pass nearly off the hand of Schutz. He's able to save it in, though, but he saves it to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock for Brush into the front court. Back out to Garcia. Garcia straight away between his legs. He'll retreat towards the timeline. Austin Garcia to his left with the basketball. Pulls up for a long three, and that is a brick. But the ball is loose on the floor, taken away by Cranston. Now to Needens, to Garcia, lays it up, and he misses, but he's fouled. And foul was committed by Austin Dennis. And to the line is Austin Garcia. The junior will be shooting 2 for Brush. And he's got that Allen Iverson sleeve, and the free throw is in and out. On his right elbow, Mr. D's Ace Farm and Home Center for all your farm and ranch supplies, including Purina feeds and everything else. At 122 Custer and Brush, as well as Fort Morgan and Sterling. And the second free throw is in. 9-4. B-Diggers nearly with a steal in the backcourt. Dennis pressured over there. Gets over to Teague. Front court pass taken by Reisner. Reisner spinning, dribbling against Baker. Cross-court pass. Taken over there by Taryn Freehoff. In the lane, up and in. Reisner drove down the middle of the lane. B-Diggers could not stop it as Kaiser Reisner scores. 9-6 Brush. 4:37 to go in the opening quarter. Garcia on the outside left to Rosenbrock. Left baseline to Needens. Back out to Rosenbrock. In the left corner, Needens. Wide open three. He'll take it. He'll miss it front rim. But Rosenbrock has the long rebound for Brush as the B-Diggers reset. Now Rosenbrock in the left corner, guarded by Teague. Dribbles left baseline. He's cut off over there. Down low for Garcia. Dribbles, gets a defender in the air, but he traveled prior to that. And Brush commits their first turnover of the game.
And that kind of looked like a little bit of a stalemate there. Wiggins is just in a man-to-man, and they didn't have a whole lot of movement or a whole lot of screen set.
And we've got a whistle and a foul in the backcourt, and that's an offensive foul. An illegal screen by Reisner.
And I just heard Coach Garcia yell motion, so here we go. They're trying to create some kind of offense.
Baker fades, shoots, misses, front rim, rebound is taken away by the Tigers and Kaizen Reisner. They're looking to make it a one-point game or perhaps tie it. Shoots in the lane, back out. Dennis fakes the three and he travels. 6 turnovers for Wiggins.
What was nice about that for Wiggins is that they didn't dribble at all to break the press on that possession.
Ben Mickey will come into the game for Brush. There's Austin Garcia into the front court. At the top, guarded by Dennis on the outside left to Mickey. Mickey bounce pass on the high right to Rosenbrock. Into the lane to Baker, and he tries to scoop it up, and it's partially blocked. Taken by Mickey, though. Bounce pass to Rosenbrock, then he lost the ball now to Mickey. Here's Cranston, fakes in the lane, runners up, around and no good. Tucker Teague with the rebound. The other way, here come the Tigers. Left baseline, shoots, 16-foot rainbow. Is off the back of the rim. Randy Baker trying to chase it down, and the ball is loose. There's a foul on the B-Diggers. Austin Dennis chased it down, and then he was fouled by Cranston. That's his first. 3:10 to go in a sloppy first quarter. Brush leads Wiggins 9-6.
I will say that the Beat Diggers have had the floor spacing a little better on offense than the girls did in that game. So that's to their benefit, and eventually I think they'll break the Wiggins defense down a little bit more.
Justin Pegram checks in. In the right corner with the basketball is Teague. Dribbles to his left. He's double-teamed. Bounce pass to Schutz. He is double-teamed on the right baseline. Has to back it out. He does the free-off. Dribbles by one. Jump pass is intercepted by Randy Baker. Here comes Baker the other way. He's got a 2-on-3. His cross-court pass is poked away, intercepted by Reisner. B-Diggers turn it over for a second time. Shoots 3 in the air. Well short. Rebound on one hop to Trey Cranston, his second board. Cranston to slow it down for the B-Diggers with 2:40 to go in the opening quarter. B-Diggers by 3. To Garcia, 3. Yes! They left him wide open. And Austin nailed the triple. B-Diggers have doubled their lead to 6 at 12-6 with 2:29 to go. Justin Pegram just into the game is pressured in the backcourt. Timeout called by Wiggins. And that's going to be a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here with 2:26 to go, first quarter. And Brush with a 12-6 lead over the Wiggins Tigers. I think Brush, by the way they're playing, if they can convert more on the offensive end, they could average about 18 to 20 points a quarter. Might not happen here in the first quarter, but they've got 12 points and have missed on quite a few opportunities on the offensive end.
Well, and most of the shots that they've taken have actually been points in the paint, so it's not like they're taking an extreme amount of threes. They've taken, 4 threes? And they've made one of them?
And it just made the only one by Austin Garcia. Your one-stop center for your home improvement projects is Ackley Building Center, 1402 Mill Street in Brush. For flooring, paint, tools, appliances, and more, Ackley Building Center. It's Taryn Freehoff, Levi Schutz, Justin Pegram, Tucker Teague, and Kazan Reisner. For Wiggins, Trey Cranston, Austin Garcia, Ben Mickey, Kyle Rosenbrock, and Randy Baker. For Brush.
And Brush is backed into a 2-3 zone now.
Schutz fakes the 3, steps to his left, and the bounce pass poked away, intercepted by Cranston, ahead of the field, behind the back pass, and Garcia lays it up and in off the glass. That was beautiful by the Beat Diggers. Brush 14, Wiggins 6, 2:02 to go in the first. On the other end, Taryn Freehoff with the basketball. Garcia, by the way, with 6 points already, and Garcia nearly had a steal. Would have been an easy bucket. Instead, it is Brush's 14th foul, Garcia's first. Now, we know the one thing that Brush can do extremely well, better than most, is pass.
Yes, they have very good vision on the floor, and they have a weird sixth sense as to where each other is on the floor.
However, committing too many fouls here in the early going. There's another foul on an entry pass intended for Teague. The foul was by Randy Baker. The only good news is that you got 5 fouls, but they're all from different players. Nobody in foul trouble. Free off, bounce pass inside. The Beat Diggers cut that off. Intercepted by Rosenbrock. Man, he's going to dribble all the way, lay it up and in. Looked like the other players were standing still. That's how fast Rosenbrock was with the basketball. Boy, that was like a horse at the trail of a race, and closing extremely quickly. Pegram pulls up for a 3. He back rims it, and Baker tips it to himself for the rebound. However, the ball is thrown away by Brush. Freehoff to Schutz. Brush 16, Wiggins 6. A minute 22 to go. Entry pass taken by Teague. Hands it off to Pegram. Banks and scores. Nice passing there by Wiggins. The Beat Digger lead is down to 8 with a minute 10 to go in the opening quarter. Austin Dennis getting ready to check back in for Wiggins. Garcia swings it cross court to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock at the top for Mickey, looking down low. Mickey holding the ball on his right hip. Cross court to Baker. Baker at the top for Garcia. His 3 in the air. Good again for Austin Garcia. He's got 9 points in the opening quarter. Rush 19, Wiggins 8. The other way with the basketball is Taryn Freehoff. Freehoff against Cranston. Cross court to Pegram. Wiggins going to take the air out of the ball a little bit on the outside right. Taryn Freehoff with the basketball. Beat Diggers in a 3-2 long 3 is off the bottom of the net by Teague, out of bounds. Brush basketball with 26 and a half seconds to go.
Well, I don't know if you could hear them, but I could hear the boys talking down on the Beat Digger boys talking the defense on where the ball was. I even heard kids from the bench saying stuff. So that's a good sign that they're all together and all focused on that possession.
Here is Austin Garcia for Brush. On the outside left to Mickey. Mickey near the top to Baker, dribbles into the lane as runners up and around and short. Austin Dennis with a rebound for Wiggins. That's his 3rd board. 7 seconds to go. Crosses midcourt on the outside right. Jump pass intended for Teague. Poked away by the Beat Diggers. Here's a shot up and in by Kazan Reisner just prior to the buzzer. From about 15 feet away, that's the end of the opening quarter with the score. Brush 19, Wiggins 10 on 1010 KSIR. KSIR.com. Along with Jen Goodall, I'm John Beltran. The Beat Diggers lead 19-10. The Brush Girls won tonight 59-30 over Wiggins as we begin the second quarter. Taryn Freehoff, Levi Schutz, Austin Dennis, Tucker Teague, and Kazan Reisner for Wiggins. The Beat Diggers with Jake Brown, Pablo Gutierrez, Jeffrey Dunker, Bryce Needens, and the 5th member of the Beat Diggers out there. Let's see, Kalen Brandt. With the basketball is Dennis, right of the lane, spins, shoots, and misses off to the left. The rebound controlled by Bryce Needens. Needens into the front court on the outside right to Dunker. Behind the 3-point line. Dunker back out to Needens. Needens on the outside right to Dunker. Bounce pass to the top for Pablo Gutierrez, guarded by Schutz. Over to Brandt. Brandt lobs it to Brown. Left corner, Gutierrez fakes the three, dribbles on the left baseline, and then tries to swing it back out. Knocked out of bounds by Schutz. B-Digger basketball in front of the Wiggins bench. And Bryce Needens will throw it in. Needens on a bounce pass to Gutierrez near the timeline. Gutierrez to his right. Wiggins right now in a man-to-man. Brown at the top of the key. Outside left, Needens. Wide open three. Count it for Bryce Needens. His first points of the game. Check it. He's got 5 points now. Brush 22, Wiggins 10. Dennis is runners off to the left. And the rebound is controlled by Kalen Brandt. On the outlet to Dunker. Brush 22, Wiggins 10. Dunker in the lane. Stutter step back out to Needens. Fakes. Then swings it left side to Gutierrez. Back out to Brown. On the outside right, wide open, Needens. Three is up and in! Bryce Needens nails another triple here early in the second quarter. He's got 7, making 8 points in the game. Rush 25, Wiggins 10 with 6.5 to go before the break. Free off with the basketball. Going to hand it off to Schutz. Schutz is fouled by Gutierrez. That's the 16th foul against the B-Diggers. Wiggins to throw it in, free off underneath the basket. Free off looking. Bounce pass to Dennis, hands it off to free off, dribbling to his left behind the three-point line. Not going to take that shot. Brown right there. And then Brown nearly stripped him. He did strip him, but he poked it out of bounds. Wiggins retains possession. With 6:15 remaining second quarter, Brush 25, Wiggins 10. 3/4 court. To throw it in is Freehoff. Freehoff to Dennis between his legs, guarded by Brown. Picks up the dribble, looking down low. Entry pass knocked away by Needens. Taken away here by Jeffrey Dunker. Turnover number 9 for Wiggins. Needens left corner three, and he hit it off the side of the backboard. Rebound, Brandt over to Needens. He lost the basketball, dives on the floor for the ball, and there's a tie-up possession arrow. Brush.
I don't think he was expecting that second pass on that. He was going to clear out of the lane, I think, and Brandt should have just gone up with it.
Correction, possession arrow goes to Wiggins. No. Well, it was initially to Brush, and then Brush was walking down the floor. All right, so I was right the first time, and the players were going in opposite directions.
Well, it's first game for the score table, too. They have forgotten to change it when they enter the ball.
Gutierrez to Needens in the right corner, dribbles to his left. Needens with a basketball. Needens bounce pass to Brandt at the top of the three-point circle. Entry pass off the back of a Tiger, but luckily taken by Gutierrez. Down low for Dunker. Dunker in the lane, scoops it up, and he misses, but he's fouled. He'll go to the stripe. And the foul was committed by Hazen Reisner. That's his second foul. And Dunker to shoot a deuce. First free throws up and in for Jeffrey Dunker. Taylor Ryder is now into the game for Wiggins. Second free throw for Dunker is up and perfect. The B-Diggers have begun this quarter on an 8-0 run. It's 27-10 with 5.5 to go before halftime. And Dennis lost the basketball, poked away, taken by Dunker in the backcourt. Swings it over to Bryce Needens. Needens, no look pass to Bryant, turns, shoots, misses, and the rebound to Terran Freehoff of Wiggins. Long pass to Dennis. Dennis still in the backcourt, now crossing the timeline. Outside left to Freehoff, gets a pick, dribbles to his left. 15-foot pull-up, in, out, and in. For Terran Freehoff, his first points of the game. Brush 27, Wiggins 12. 5:05 remaining second quarter. John Beltran with Jen Goodall. Dunker into the front court on the high left of Brown. Brown looking, lobs it down low for Dunker. In the lane, gets a defender in the air, puts up a wild shot and misses. Tucker Teague has the rebound. His third on the outlet to Freehoff. Freehoff got stripped by Dunker. The ball went off the foot.
You know, I'm watching Jake Brown. I think he tried to pick something and he hurt his hand or his wrist or something. He keeps grabbing that left wrist. Not real sure what he did.
Kalen Brandt checks out of the game. Ben Mickey's back in. Shoots with the basketball for Wiggins. Near the right corner for Teague. Teague dribbles to his left, kicks it back out to Freehoff. Free off with 4:29 to go. Dribbles by one. Lost the basketball. Got it back. Back out to Dennis between his legs behind the three-point line. Guarded by Brown. Steps back and misses the shot. And Bryce Needens has the rebound for Brush. The Beat Diggers want to run. Needens to Cranston. Left corner for Dunker. He'll take a three. He'll miss the three off the back of the rim. Long rebound to Mickey down low for Cranston. Cranston looking. Cross court to Needens. Needens steps in. Baseline shot is up and off the back of the rim. And the ball is rebounded and stripped away by Needens. Nice job of Bryce Needens stripping away, but then his bounce pass was wide of the target intended for Dunker. Beat Diggers turned it over. And here comes Wiggins the other way. Austin Dennis with a basketball. 3:54 to go before the break. Brush 27, Wiggins 12. On the outside left is Pegram. Pegram against Needens. Gets a pick. And then he's stripped by Needens. Needens will go all the way. Lay it up and in! Brush 29, Wiggins 12. Needens with 8 in the quarter. 10 in the game. Beat Diggers with a steal. Dunker bounce pass to Brown. Now to Mickey. 15-footer. Short. Mickey grabs the rebound. Over to Needens. Fakes the three. Back out to Cranston. Cranston over to Dunker. There's a foul. And that foul's on Austin Dennis on that baseline pass. His second foul.
You know, and that's something I know that Jeffrey Dunker has tried to work on over the summer is his post game. Because he can play the guard, he can handle things so well, and he sees the floor really well, but he sometimes, because of his size, is a mismatch. And if he can post up on those mismatches, that's going to be even more of a benefit for the Beat Diggers.
Wiggins takes a full timeout with the Beat Diggers leading the game 29-12. We remind you that you can follow us on Twitter at KSIR Sports. Quarter-by-quarter updates. Then we'll give you the leading score at the end of the game, as we did with the Brush girls, who led Wiggins throughout and won the game 59-30, as Shelby Wooliver had 16 points and 13 rebounds. And Digger Dan at the game tonight. Can't get enough of Digger Dan. He's got some moves over there. I don't know how easy it is to dance in that getup, but or whatever you want to call it, because it's very stiff. When it's a big.
Did you try it on?
No, I'm too small for that thing.
Well, I didn't put it on, so I don't know. I was just wondering how you knew.
Well, I'm just judging by the look of it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you can't do everything in life. Sometimes you have to make an assessment based on what you see, as opposed to strictly what you do.
You know, if you put that thing on, they may give you the job, so I'd stay away from that.
29-12, Brush in the lead with 3:25 to go second quarter. Austin Garcia to throw it in. In the front court, over to Brown. Misses the shot, put back up and in by Kyle Rosenbrock in midair. Got the rebound and scored. Brush leads 31-12, 3:15 to go before halftime. Free-off in the front court now to Schutz. Jump pass is taken on the right wing, and there's a foul. Kaysen Reisner fouled by Austin Garcia, 17th foul. Garcia with a second personal 1-and-1 situation. Reisner's got 4 points in the game. This is the first free throw attempted by a Wiggins Tiger in this game. And the free throw is up and in and out. But the rebound to Teague. Teague in the lane triple teamed. Back out, and the shot is going to be well short. Austin Garcia has his first rebound for the Beat Diggers. With Brush leading by 19 with 2:55 to go. At the top of the basketball is Mickey on the outside left of Brown. He'll take the three. That's off the back of the rim and off the top of the partition. And that will be Wiggins basketball as it goes officially out of bounds. Beat Diggers still applying some pressure. They're going to be doing that throughout the course of the first half, Jen.
Well, and they do a good job of reading, and they're just basically trying to set up a trap, which Austin was a little late on that one.
Yeah, you don't want to commit a foul here. Levi shoots. Entry pass poked away. Intercepted by Garcia. Garcia all the way, lays it up and in! And the Beat Diggers lead by 21. And that is turnover number 13 for Wiggins. 33-12. 2:22 to go before halftime. Austin Garcia nearly with a steal. It's out of bounds as Tucker Teague had the ball knocked away, and Wiggins retains possession. Brush has allowed 2 points in this quarter. Well, that's the one thing, Jen. There were no questions about the quality of Brush's defense. There's a parking lot three. Good by Kaysen Reisner. That's about at least 25 feet away. He's got 7 in the game. The Beat Digger lead is down to 18, 33-50. Maybe that's the only way Wiggins can score, is if they take shots from closer to the stands. Garcia in the lane. Jump pass down low. Mickey turns, shoots, misses. And the rebound to Reisner. Reisner on the outlet pass to Freehoff into the front court at the top of the three-point circle. Bounce pass in the right corner over there for Pegram. Back out to Teague. Straight away three. Back rimmed it. And the ball is loose. Reisner has it, scoops it up and misses. And then Cranston grabs the rebound for the Beat Diggers. Rush fell asleep momentarily on the boards. Cranston long pass to Rosenbrock. He fades, he shoots, he throws up an air ball. And then the Beat Diggers commit a foul. Brown commits the foul on Reisner.
Well, and that's the one critique that I would have on the defensive end is that they don't need to try and block every single shot. They got to plant themselves and make sure that they have good position first, not get these silly fouls, because if you're going against a team, that can be detrimental even if you do go 10 deep.
Well, Brush is ranked second in the state, and a lot of expectation comes with that, but you're right on every single possession. Sometimes you got to play a little bit smarter and not overly aggressive. 1-on-1 situation. That was the 18th foul. That free throw's good. Reisner has 8 points in the game. 8 of the 16 points scored. Second free throw got the bottom of the rim. Kyle Rosenbrock with a rebound is third for Brush. On the outlet to Needens. Needens in the front court. Dribbles to the free throw line. Back out to Rosenbrock. He's cut off over there. Swings it cross court to Needens. Needens to his left, backs up for a three, and that is well off to the right, nowhere close. And the ball is out of bounds off of Freehoff. Beat Diggers will have the basketball, 3/4 court, with 1:17 to go. First half, Brush leads by 17, and Randy Baker into the game to throw it in. Back to Needens. Needens will motion the Beat Digger offense. On the outside right to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock to Mickey at the free throw line. Mickey backs up, bounce pass to Baker in the lane, turns, hooks, misses, rebound to Baker, goes back up, he shoots, and he misses again. And the rebound is controlled by Taryn Freehoff of Wiggins. Again, the Beat Diggers have had opportunities, just can't convert all of them. 54 seconds to go. With the basketball, Dennis bounce pass to Freehoff. Freehoff down low for Teague, feeds it to Dennis, reverse layups up and around and good for Austin Dennis. Smooth basketball by Wiggins. They've outplayed Brush here over the last 2 minutes. 33-18. They're on a 6-0 run. Here's Bryce Needens, left corner for Cranston. Fakes the three, dribbles left baseline, over to Needens. Wide open three. Good for Bryce Needens. Needens with his third triple of the quarter. He's got 13 points in the game. Brush 36. Wiggins 18. Dennis leans, shoots, banks, misses. Rebound to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock hands it off to Needens. 11 seconds to go in the opening half. Needens crossing the timeline with 8. Needens now with 6. Dribbles to his left. Needens with 4. Down pass to Cranston. Cranston with 2. Kicks it back out. Baker, long three, is off to the right. And that's the end of the opening half with a score. Brush 36. Wiggins 18 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 48 minutes of basketball have been played tonight. In this doubleheader, only 16 minutes to go. Beat Digger boys with a 36-18 over a lead, that is, over Wiggins. We'll head momentarily to the third quarter and see if the Brush boys can open this up a little bit more. Keep in mind, they'll be back in action tomorrow night, 6:30. Tip time right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com when they take on the Sheridan Rams. That was the opener last year for the Beat Diggers, a game in which they won handily in Denver. And luckily, with the weather conditions the way they've been here over the past couple of days, Beat Diggers will be playing that game here and not have to go to Denver. It's Sheridan's turn to come to Brush here in 2013. All right, let's see who the Beat Diggers send out to begin the second half. With, again, Digger Dan just putting on some moves.
This is a good song to do that to.
Yeah.
Little MC Hammer.
Right. You got that. Too legit to quit.
Or
now I don't want to go through his whole album. Right, yeah. Well, those are his 2 best songs.
Yeah.
Can't touch this.
This one is the best one, though. I like this one the best.
Well, I know the lyrics to Too Legit to Quit a little bit better than Can't Touch This.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do. I can do the whole song. I've done it in karaoke. Yeah.
We might have to test that.
Sweat running all over my chest. I don't quit, no. I just press harder than I ever did before, and I'll just stop right there. Taryn Freehoff, Levi shoots. Austin Dennis, Tucker Teague, and Hazen Reisner for Wiggins. You like how I go from one channel to the other?
I do. You know, that switch is
called a
right
transition.
there, man.
It's not a segue, because it's not a good segue, just a transition.
It's like an on-off switch.
Pretty much. I'm a Gemini. Jeffrey Dunker, Bryce Needens, Trey Cranston, Jake Brown, and Randy Baker for Brush. Wiggins with a basketball first entry pass as Dunker commits the foul on Reisner. Well, Dunker committed a foul to begin the game and now commits a foul to begin the second half. Freehoff to throw it in. Freehoff gets it into Reisner, who dribbles the ball off his foot out of bounds. Turnover number 14 for Wiggins. The bounce pass into Jeffrey Dunker. Dunker with 4 points in that opening half. At the top for Baker. Baker on the outside right to Brown. Brown with the basketball, swings it cross court to Cranston. Cranston on the outside right, Dunker takes a three. It's a little bit short, and the ball is rebounded by Reisner. He's had a good game so far. Reisner with 8 points and 4 rebounds, just past the midway point. Spinning is Dennis, fading, shooting, scoring. 15 feet away for Austin Dennis. He's got 4. Rush 36, Wiggins 20. 45 seconds into the third. Dunker on the high right. At the top for Baker. Cross-court pass to Cranston in the lane. Steps in. 14-footer. He pulled the string, but grabs the rebound. Back out to Needham. Straight away three. It's a brick. Rebound. Dunker lays it up and in. Jeffrey Dunker with some nice positioning down low scores.
Well, and he got it between two Wiggins players, so that was even better.
And that three is up and missed by Reisner, and the ball is tipped into the hands of Dunker. Here comes Dunker with a 2-on-3. Bounce pass to Brown. Reverse layups up and in! Dunker to Brown, and the Beat Diggers lead by 20. It's 40-20 with 6:35 to go in the third quarter. Well, that was a thing of beauty. Ball knocked out of bounds by Brown in the front court, intended for Teague. That's the epitome of teamwork by the Beat Diggers. Brown now with 4 points. Darren Freehoff to throw it in near that left corner. Bounce pass right baseline for Teague. He's trapped. Bounces it back out towards Freehoff. Cut off by Needham. Long pass to Dunker. Swings it to Baker. Baker in the lane. Hooks and around and no good. The rebound to Austin Dennis. That is his fourth. Wiggins commits their 15th turnover. Reisner with the basketball. Over to Freehoff on the outside right. Shoots. Fakes a three. Dribble. Steps in. He travels.
Oh,
they're going to call a foul instead. Bryce Needham commits the foul. That'll be his first. It looked like it was clearly a traveling violation, but the official said he was tripped up first. Freehoff looking. Lobs it near the top to Teague. Teague with a basketball on the outside right. It's Reisner now to Dennis. Dennis right in the lane. Pulls up from 15. That's off to the left. And Jeffrey Dunker has his third rebound here in the first 2 minutes of the third. Now pulls up for a three. It's around and no good. And the ball is taken away by Austin Dennis. Dennis for Wiggins. Cross-court pass to Reisner's runners up, no good. Rebound to Teague, and it's blocked out of bounds by Needham. Wiggins retains possession. Teague to the left of the basket. Looking. Inbounds the basketball to Dennis. On the outside left, Reisner. Dribbles to his right, pulls up for a three. Well short. Ball is volleyballed into the hands of Teague. He goes back up and in, and he's fouled off the glass. Teague to the line to shoot one.
And Brush went into a 2-3 zone on that one, but they kind of were just kind of standing around instead of having that usually fluid and communicative motion that they usually have during defensive sets.
And,
like that word?
Yeah, that was incredible. That was NBA stuff. The rebound by Teague in the basket, but then we've got a timeout by Brush as the free throws missed, and Randy Baker grabs the rebound. 30-second timeout brought to you by Greg Mullen, State Farm Insurance, home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555 with 5:34 to go in the third. And Brush leads Wiggins by a score of 40-22. We'll have basketball still coming up tomorrow and a couple of times later next week against Holyoke. They'll be playing Holyoke on the 17th, and then Fort Morgan. That'll be on B106 and B106.com on the 20th. That'll be a Tuesday and Friday, the 17th and the 20th, to close out the December schedule. Then January and February, it'll be very busy.
Always is.
That's why once we get through with March, you don't see me for a while.
Well, you don't see me for a while either.
It's a good point. Here we go with Randy Baker. He's got the basketball. Dribbling left baseline, jump passes, intercepted, intended for Needens, taken away by Freehoff. Turnover number 5. Freehoff with the basketball at the top, guarded by Cranston. Dribbles left of the lane, bounce pass, and the fade by Dennis is missed. Rebound to Baker on the strong side rebound. Baker, long baseball pass to Cranston. It's a 4-on-3. Cranston dribbles left baseline, scoops it down low, bounce pass. Dunker puts it up and in! Jeffrey Dunker and the Beat Diggers lead by 20, 42-22. Dunker with 8 points in the game. We've got 4:55 to go in the third.
That was a thread the needle pass, too, by Trey Cranston on that one.
Beautiful. Levi shoots with the basketball, foul by Needens. Those are the fouls we're talking about. There was no footwork involved whatsoever. He just threw his left hand in there. And Needens commits his second personal. It's the team's third. Rosenbrock, Mickey, and Garcia replace Brown, Needens, and Baker. It's actually the team's fourth foul here in the first 3 minutes and 14 seconds of the second half. Dennis to throw it in. Right corner for Reisner. Kicks it back out to Freehoff. Well behind the three-point line. Freehoff with the basketball. Bounce pass down low. Reisner fades right baseline, and he misses. Kyle Rosenbrock with the rebound for the Bee Diggers. His fifth on the outlet pass to Austin Garcia. Garcia down low for Dunker. In the lane. Now he's double-teamed. Kicks it back out Garcia. He's got the three. It's off to the left. Taryn Freehoff grabs the rebound for Wiggins. That's his third board. Freehoff, bounce pass outside right to Reisner. Dribbles to his left. At the top of the bounce to Dennis. On the high left, Freehoff fakes the three. Steps in, 15-footer, back rimmed it. And it's rebounded by Austin Garcia on one hop. His second board of the game. Garcia with 4:03 to go in the third. Rush leading by 20. Left corner. And the shot is up and short by Ben Mickey inside the three-point line. Rebound to Cranston. Here is Garcia in the lane. Scoops it up all the way. Misses. He's fouled. Garcia to the line. Taryn Freehoff commits his first foul. And Garcia to shoot two. Garcia had a big first quarter with 9 points, and the free throw is up and around and in. For the junior, he's got 12 points. Hometown service in a High Plains Bank in Wiggins at 502 Central Avenue. For assistance in opening a loan, equity line of credit, or checking account. It's over a century of customer service at High Plains Bank in Wiggins. Second free throw is in. Rush 44, Wiggins 22. 3:43 to go in the third. Bounce pass intended for Dennis, intercepted by Jeffrey Dunker. 16 turnovers for Wiggins. Now the Bee Diggers looking to slow things down as they've got a commanding lead. At the top is Mickey. Outside right, Dunker. Wide open three. In and out. Ball is tipped into the hands of Ben Mickey. Mickey resets the Brush offense. Back out to Garcia. Jump pass knocked away by Dennis. Chased down by Mickey. Back out to Garcia. With 3:13 remaining in the third. Garcia then is fouled on the perimeter by Austin Dennis, who went to the floor. Dennis is third.
That was a good crossover move by Garcia. I was a little bit afraid that he pushed off too much and that could have been an offensive foul.
It could have been an offensive foul, yeah. Yep. It could have gone either way, but the Bee Diggers got the benefit of that one. Cranston picks up the dribble, bounce past Garcia on the right baseline. Down low for Rosenbrock. He scoops it up and in. Beautiful bounce pass as Rosenbrock scores, and the Bee Diggers have their biggest lead of 24, 46-22. Reisner with a basketball on the high left. At the top for Schutz. On the high right for Freehoff. Back out to Dennis, down low for Teague in the lane, and then he was disrupted by Dunker. Then he gets it back and puts it in off the glass. Teague now with 4 in the quarter, 6 in the game. Dunker, left corner Garcia. He'll take the three. Good for Austin Garcia. That is his third triple of the game. He's got 16 points. And with 2:27 remaining in the third, Rush 49, Wiggins 24. And they'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them. The Bee Diggers by 25, on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. At the free throw line, intended for Dennis, poked away by Rosenbrock. Turnover number 17. Here is Kyle Rosenbrock missing a layup, gets it back, and he puts it up and misses again. And then the rebound is taken away by Taryn Freehoff. Wiggins into the front court. Freehoff back out to Reisner. Reisner at the top, cross court to Dennis. Dennis with 1:58 remaining third quarter, brushed by 25. Jump pass to Reisner in the lane, turns, shoots, misses off to the left. Jeffrey Dunker with his fourth rebound of the quarter. Dunker, baseball pass to Garcia, jump pass to Rosenbrock, and then Rosenbrock turned his ankle. And he lost the basketball. Into the front court is Dennis, bounce pass to Freehoff, back out to Dennis. Dennis on the left baseline. Tries to put up a wild shot and misses, and Dunker's fouled in the back court by Levi Schutz. Yeah, Rosenbrock already sprained both ankles during the football season.
Yeah, I think he just stepped on or tried, when he was trying to get that, just went over someone's foot. And
yeah, it looks like he's okay, though. He's
Yep.
not really hurting too much.
He's a pretty tough kid.
Yeah, just temporary there. Ben Mickey's baseball pass or overhead pass in the front court to Garcia. He has a shot blocked, but he's fouled as he went in between two defenders. And it looked like Kaysen Reisner committed the foul. Check that, Tucker Teague instead.
Well, and I like what the Diggers did. They made a little bit of an adjustment as they were trying to get the high post person. Instead of just a 2-3, they kind of went to a 2-1-2 look, which kind of fooled the Wiggins players on that last possession.
And the free throw is good. B&B Appliance carries a full line of in-stock and ready-to-be-delivered Whirlpool appliances. With the world moving towards more green energy, time for you to recycle the old and get in with the new. New appliances at B&B Appliance. Garcia's second free throw is in. He's got 7 points in the quarter, 18 in the game, 51-24 brush. 1:14 to go, and the runner's up and off the front of the rim by Reisner. Strong side rebound controlled by Kyle Rosenbrock, his seventh board. On the outlet to Garcia, crossing midcourt. His pass down low, knocked away, intended for Mickey, intercepted by Austin Dennis. Only the sixth turnover for Brush. Check it, that's their seventh. Into the front court, behind his back is Dennis. Overhead pass to Reisner, left corner for Freehoff. Entry pass, Reisner, jump pass intended for Teague. Knocked away by Kalen Brandt. Here's Rosenbrock to Pablo Gutierrez. Lays it up and in off the glass. Gutierrez with his first points. 53-24 Brush. Teague right baseline cross-court pass to Reisner. Kicks it back out straight away to Dennis. Now to Reisner. Reisner cross-court to shoots in the lane and he traveled. Turnover number 19 for Wiggins. So Brush has the basketball with 33.2 seconds to go. And into the game is Taylor Ryder.
And Wiggins is now going to add a little pressure.
And it's into Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock with the basketball on the outside left. Back near the timeline to Garcia. Garcia holding the ball on his right hip with 22 seconds to go. Garcia to his right and fouled by Freehoff as he tried to strip him. 15 foul by Wiggins. The B-Diggers have 4 team fouls. Freehoff with a second personal. And the B-Diggers to throw it in. Garcia with the basketball at the timeline. 14 seconds to go in the third. Over to Rosenbrock. Rosenbrock lobs it down low for Mickey. Puts it up left hand. Good off the glass for Ben Mickey off the feed from Kyle Rosenbrock. 3 seconds to go. Freehoff cross midcourt. Stripped by Garcia. Puts it up from 40. And it's off the front of the rim. And that's the end of the third quarter. Brush 55. Wiggins 24 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran with Jen Goodall back at Brush High School. 55-24 B-Diggers here going into the fourth quarter as Brush outscored Wiggins there 19-6 in the third quarter. It'll be Tucker Teague out there for Wiggins along with Taylor Ryder, Kaysen Reisner, Austin Dennis, and Taryn Freehoff. The B-Diggers clearing the bench here. Nico Guzman into the game there with Jake Brown, Grayson Simmons, Randy Baker, and Bryce Needens. Needens with the basketball. Straight away, three is up and off the back of the rim, and the long rebound is controlled by Freehoff. Freehoff with his fifth board. Into the front court is Austin Dennis. Cross-court pass towards the corner intended for Teague. Intercepted by Baker. Here comes Guzman. His pass went behind Simmons. but Needens tries to chase it down to the corner, does to Brown. Back out to Simmons. Simmons cross court to Guzman. Wide open three is off the back of the rim, and the rebound is controlled by Kaysen Reisner. Reisner for Wiggins into the front court. Here is Dennis. Dennis at the top of the basketball, holding the ball up high. Jump pass to Reisner. Little 12-footers up and good. Kaysen Reisner has 10 points in the game. And the Beat Digger lead is down to 29 at 55-26, nearly 1 minute into the fourth. Needens across the timeline for Brush. Over to Baker. Baker bounce pass to Brown. Brown jump pass to Needens behind the three-point line. Left baseline for Baker. Baker at the top for Needens. On the outside right to Simmons. Simmons over to Baker. Guarded by Freehoff. He leans. He can't shoot from there. He's going to left corner to Needens. Down low for Brown between his legs. And Kaysen Reisner takes it away for Wiggins. Reisner across the timeline. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Brush 55, Wiggins 26. Reisner at the free throw line. Now to Teague, right baseline. And he double dribbled. And for Wiggins, that is turnover number 22 unofficially. The Beat Diggers only with 8 in the game and Needens to throw it in.
And Bryce did a good job on that one, just hedging him to that line so that he had no choice but to either go out of bounds or get rid of it.
Needens is fouled in the backcourt by Tucker Teague. That's the 16th foul against Wiggins. And to throw it in will be Needens. Needens to Guzman with that white headband. Cross-court pass to Brown. Beat Diggers have a 3-on-2. Brown lays it up too strong, and the ball is volleyballed into the hands of Grayson Simmons, and he misses, and Teague comes away with the basketball. Long pass to Freehoff. Freehoff against Guzman behind that three-point line. Near the top to Dennis. Dennis dribbles to his right. Jump pass down low to Teague. Teague gets defenders in the air, shoots, misses, fouled. Bryce Needens commits the foul, his third. And Tucker Teague to the stripe. He's got 6 points in the game. Well, we played over 2 minutes in the quarter. Beat Diggers looking for their first points of the quarter. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for just any old frozen water. Get AC Ice. AC Ice, you can find it at any local grocery or convenience store near you. First free throw is in. Kalen Brandt into the game for Bryce Needens. All right. That point is not yet up there on the board. It should be 55-27. And the second free throw's around and good. Oh, boy, here we go again with the scoring. 55-28, there we go. They've got it corrected. Yeah, you know how I am about the scoring.
I am.
It's very simple math. I mean, it's not hard to keep track of points. Here is Guzman over to Brown. Brown with basketball. Back out to Simmons, now near the timeline to Guzman. Guzman jump past the free throw line for Brandt. He backs it up. Brandt on the outside right to Brown. Jump pass to Baker. 14-foot fadeaway. Off to the left. Baker's had an off night with the shooting. And Taryn Freehoff with the rebound. But he's coming off the football season. And I don't know if that was a long pass as I put my head down, but it's out of bounds off the Beat Diggers, so maybe that's why it was redirected. It will be Wiggins basketball. 55-28, 5:24 to go in the game. Freehoff to throw it in. Lobs it near the top to Reisner against Nico Guzman on the outside left. Here is Dennis. Gets a pick between his legs. Now to Freehoff. Freehoff swings it right side, intended for Shoots. It went off a Beat Digger. Shoots chases it down in the backcourt. Teague over to Freehoff against Grayson Simmons to his right. Picked up by Baker. Picks up the dribble. Looking, still looking. Right of the lane to Reisner, and his runner's up and good. Unconventional shot by Reisner, but he scores. Wiggins has all 6 points in the quarter. Brush 55, Wiggins 30. 4:49 to go in the game. Guzman the other way, scoops it up. No good. The ball is tipped into the hands of Austin Dennis. That's his 6th rebound. Dennis for Wiggins. Backs up for a three. Back of the rim. And Jake Brown swats it out of bounds. It stays with the Tigers. And Trey Cranston and Jeffrey Dunker will get ready to check back into the game. And Nico Guzman and Randy Baker will take a breather. With Brush up by 25. Freehoff in the corner. Gets rid of it to Dennis. At the top for Reisner. Bounce pass on the outside right to Schutz. Bounce pass over to Freehoff. Freehoff against Cranston. Down low for Dennis. Double team. Back out to Freehoff. He'll put up a shot. That's off to the right. And the ball is tipped into the hands of Grayson Simmons. Simmons with his second rebound. Left corner Cranston. Fakes the three to his right. Here's Dunker in the lane. Dunker jump pass down low. And the layup is up and missed by Brandt. And tipped into the hands of Dennis. Dennis with his seventh board. 4:05 to go in the game. Beatniggers have not scored in the quarter. Tucker Teague dribbles left baseline. Jump pass down low. The ball's knocked away. It's loose. And Grayson Simmons has it for Brush. Turnover number 23, unofficially for Wiggins. Simmons again shoots. Bounce pass at the top for Brandt. Brandt with the basketball on the outside right to Jake Brown. In the lane to Cranston. Cranston all the way. Layup is up and in. And Trey Cranston's on the board for the first time in the game. Brush 57, Wiggins 30. 3:36 to go. Reisner in the lane all the way. Scoops it up. Misses. He's fouled. Reisner to the line. Kalen Brandt commits his first. And Reisner with a 12-point game so far for him. One thing, the Beatniggers haven't taken too many free throws in this game. But they are 7 out of 8 from the line. The free throw is good. Pablo Gutierrez back into the game. Taylor Ryder and Justin Pegram back in for Wiggins. Second free throw by Reisner is good as well. 6 in the quarter, 14 in the game. The Beatniggers with a 57-32 lead.
And Wiggins isn't changing out of the man-to-man. They're going to stick with that, it looks like, for the entire game.
Brown into the lane, stops. Right corner Gutierrez, bounce pass inside to Dunker, gets a defender in the air and he misses, but he's fouled. Kaysen Reisner commits the foul, that's his third. And Jeffrey Dunker, who's got 8 points in the game, will be going to the line for Brush. Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan is Equitable Savings and Loan with financial solutions for you. The free throw is in and out. Second free throw upcoming, Austin Garcia checks in for Jake Brown. Dunker bends, shoots, delivers. That's good. He's got 9 points in the game. Beatniggers leading by 26, 58-32. With the basketball at the top is Freehoff. In the right corner, the pass to Pegram. Down low, the ball goes through everybody. Intercepted by Garcia. Long pass to Gutierrez. Lays it up and in! For Gutierrez. Brush 60, Wiggins 32. The other way with the basketball is Pegram. Back out to Reisner. Jump pass to Ryder in the corner. Down low, intended for Teague. Foul from behind. That's going to be the 17th foul against the Beatniggers. And Kalen Brandt commits the foul for Brush.
Yeah, he just has to get on the side. He's kind of standing with his back hand on the back of the offensive player, and he just has to get around and get his hands off of him.
1-on-1 situation. And the free throw is in and out, and Kalen Brandt has the rebound. On the outlet to Garcia. Brush by 28 with 2:37 to go as they're looking for the sweep tonight. Long three by Garcia is no good. Dunker has the rebound. Dunker no-look bounce pass to Cranston. Gets a defender in the air and misses. And the ball is loose, and it's off of Wiggins. Beatniggers retain possession. Yeah, the one thing that's been impressive tonight for Brush has been their passing. They've only got 8 turnovers.
Well, these guys have been playing together for a long time, and it shows.
Garcia to throw it in. Down low to Brandt, and he banks and misses, but he is fouled from behind by Justin Pegram.
I always like that play, that little backside play where you bring everybody and overload one side, and then you set a high pick for somebody doing a little backdoor.
Well, once you have position, it's very difficult to defend. Excuse me, and that was tough to defend for Wiggins as Brandt made the cut to the basket and makes the free throw, and the Beatniggers now lead by 29.
But it was set up really well, too, and the screen was done well.
61-32. Second free throw upcoming. That is up, and that's around and good. Rush by 30, 62-32 with 2:19 to go. With the basketball is Pegram. Now we got another player in there. Cross-court pass Intercepted by Dunker. 3-on-1 to Garcia. Lays it up and in. And the Bee Diggers will take a timeout as they hold a 32-point lead. Timeout brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Home Auto Life and Health, 842-4555. See, I think Wiggins brought in a freshman there who committed the turnover. Nope, it was a sophomore. Yep, sophomore named Trevor Dye. Lots of freshmen on this particular roster, but they're not getting any playing time. But you figure Wiggins should pretty much clear the bench if they can just to get these players some experience, since the game hasn't been winnable since sometime in the first half when the Bee Diggers started to pull away. Up by 9, up by 18, up by 31 after the first, second, and third periods, respectively, and now lead by 32. And the Bee Diggers didn't score in the quarter for a while. They went the first 4+ minutes without scoring. Now they put together a run. Justin Pegram in the front court. Reed Ernst with the basketball now on the left baseline. Cross-court pass intercepted by Nico Guzman. Yeah, Wiggins got to cut out the turnovers if they're going to get better. That's 26 for them. I know Brush is very good defensively, but 26 is a ton. Over to Kalen Brandt. Cross-court pass to Simmons. Simmons down low for the cutting Gutierrez, who banks and scores. Grayson Simmons with the assist, and Pablo Gutierrez has got 6 points. Brush 66, Wiggins 32, a minute 32 to go in the game. Here is Reed Ernst with the basketball for the Tigers. Bounce pass over to Taylor Ryder in the corner for Pegram. Wiggins will take their time on offense here.
And Brush is just sitting in a 2-3 zone, so they're going to have, Wiggins is trying to do some flashing, just trying to get some opens, but we're not falling for any extra movements.
Yeah, and they're just taking the air out of the ball right now. Ernst with the basketball. There's 57 seconds to go. Over to Pegram. Bee Diggers will take it. There's no reason to foul or do anything like that. Both teams are in the penalty. With the basketball, the lane is Pegram, and then he travels. Well, they were patient, but unfortunately, that's the story of the night for Wiggins.
Well, and I think he was waiting for someone to make a cut, and nobody did. So he got stuck in the lane with the ball.
Yeah, and anytime that happens, it's going to be a turnover. Guzman jump pass to Brandt. At the top with 35 seconds to go on the outside right to Mickey. Bounce pass to Simmons near the top. Simmons on the outside right. Here's Pablo Gutierrez. Over to Nico Guzman. Guzman in the lane kicks it back out to Mickey. 22 seconds to go. I don't know if the Bee Diggers will even shoot unless they have a wide open layup. Guzman with the basketball to his right. Cross court to Brandt. Brandt back out to Grayson Simmons. Simmons with 9 seconds to go. Cross court to Mickey. Mickey looks up at the clock. Back out to Gutierrez with 4 seconds to go. And he will dribble out the clock. And the Brush Bee Diggers defeat the Wiggins Tigers tonight 66-32. Let's take a 2-minute break. It's a 2-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back with Jen Goodall as the Bee Diggers defeat the Wiggins Tigers tonight by a score of 66-32. Welcome to the Bee Digger post-game show from Brush High School. And it's brought to you by Buildings by Design. Knowing who you can trust to do a good job is the tough part nowadays. But when you hire Buildings by Design, you can trust you'll get the building you want when you want it and at the quality you deserve. Start your build project right with Buildings by Design. Bee Diggers led 19-10 after one. Outscored Wiggins 17-8 in the second for a 36-18 lead. 19-6 in the third and 11-8 in the fourth. The visiting Tigers got 14 points from Kaysen Reisner, 8 from Tucker Teague. And then 4 points from Austin Dennis, 2 apiece from Levi Schutz, Taryn Freehoff, and Justin Pegram. The Bee Diggers tonight had 10 in the scoring column. 20 points from Austin Garcia, 13 from Bryce Needens, and then 9 points for Jeffrey Dunker. Pablo Gutierrez with 6 in the game, as was the case with Kyle Rosenbrock, and 2 points apiece for Jake Brown, Kalen Brandt, Ben Mickey, Trey Cranston, and Randy Baker. Wiggins committed 27 turnovers to only 8 for Brush. Bee Diggers at the line, 10 out of 12, 83%. Wiggins, 5 out of 9 at 55%. Bee Diggers out-rebounded the Tigers 33-27. Tucker Teague had 8 for Wiggins, and the Beat Diggers got 7 from Kyle Rosenbrock, and essentially played a game, I guess, that you would expect against a 2-18 to begin the year. Solid defense, pretty good, not great offense, and they were able to run away with a win.
Yeah, for the first game out, getting some of that rust off. I mean, I'm sure that Coach Garcia's got a lot of little things to pick on during practice, which is always the case in these first few games before Christmas break. I think that we're on the road to success from what I've seen tonight. I mean, that rebounding stat alone is a good thing.
Well, it's the way they started off last year when they won on the road against Sheridan, and you had a sense that when they were dominant throughout the month of December, especially when they picked up a big Saturday afternoon victory here against a very good Akron team in which they had to contend with a junior, now a senior. I think that's Brandon Baer, if I've got that first name right. I know Baer's his last name, and he scored 43 points in that game, and that was the tough test. The Beat Diggers will be playing Akron this year, but it'll be in January. That was originally going to be played on Saturday, but it'll be now a January doubleheader in Akron. So there will be some tough tests along the way. We didn't expect a tough test tonight, and the Beat Diggers didn't get one. And as a result, they defeat the Wiggins Tigers by a score of 66-32. And as was the case last year, we bring in the head coach of the Beat Diggers, Ken Garcia, after his team beat Wiggins by 34 points. Coach, you know it's the first game of the year. You haven't played a varsity game in 9 months. So your overall assessment of your team's performance?
I thought we did well being the first game. A few mistakes here and there. A lack of effort at some times. We got a little complacent there, and we needed to make sure we picked that up throughout the game, and missed a few bunnies on the inside. And I told the kids after the game, I said, we'll chalk that up to game one.
Right.
But we need to make sure we're cleaning that up. And especially when we get in the league, we got to be ready at full throttle.
But I think you missed bunnies inside because you had the opportunities based on what looked like to be extremely crisp passing tonight.
Well, we work on it in practice. That's, running your offense isn't going to be any good for you if you can't make the pass to the right guy and reading the defense and getting yourself open. So, we stress the fact that in order for us to do well, we got to pass the ball well. We got to execute our offense. We got to read the defense, and it all just kind of has to come together. And, for a lot of the game, I thought it did. We were passing the ball, we were moving, we were cutting, and like you said, we were able to get those bunnies inside. We just got to finish them.
Wiggins scored only 32 points. They had some opportunities, but when you have an assessment of your overall defense, other than that lazy moment you mentioned, was it, let's say, maybe not an A effort, but closer to a B, or how would you put it all together on the defensive end?
I think defensively we still got a lot of work to do. We got to clean up inside. We didn't protect our basket very well. Coach Whipple pointed out there in the first quarter, he showed me the shot chart, and they had a bunch of shots inside. And I told the kids, I said, if 5 people are protecting the basket, how can they get one person open, that close to the basket on us? So we got to clean those kind of things up and do a little bit better job of protecting our basket. But again, overall, I think we did a good job. I thought our rebounding, for the most part, we did a good job with, and we were boxing them out and getting them in position. And I don't think they got too many offensive rebounds. But, like I said, I told them, it's game number 1, and there's a lot of things we got to clean up. Unfortunately, we don't have any practice time because we got another game tomorrow night. But hopefully they can hit it in stride and learn on the fly and get it done and have a better game tomorrow.
Do you ever look at fouls committed by your team and distinguish between quality fouls versus non-quality fouls? Because based on what we saw and based on what you're saying, there were too many fouls that shouldn't have been committed.
Right. We were trying to clean that up all game long. We went at halftime, and again, I said, there were some good fouls and there were some bad fouls. Trey, I thought, did a nice job on one. The ref said that he didn't give him enough room to turn because he had good position. So, that foul, those kind of fouls we'll take because the effort's there. The ones where we're reaching in and not moving our feet and gambling, those are the ones that we got to clean up. And we stressed that at halftime, and then we came out at halftime and we got 3 quick fouls again. And so that's when I called the timeout and told them, we've got to do a better job. And that's just the overall effort that I think that we've got to clean up on the defensive end.
Are you making a clear and conscious effort? Because it looks like in terms of establishing that depth, so by the time you get to the third and fourth quarter against some of these other teams that are maybe more limited, that you can outcondition them and wear them down.
We've got depth again, like we had last year. It's just getting them in a rhythm, getting them in a pattern. But yeah, we've got quality up and down that lineup on our JV, program. I can bring up a couple more and we wouldn't skip a beat. And that's just a testament to their work ethic and our program stressing, quality basketball. And with our youth program and bringing them up from a young age, we're seeing the benefits of it right now. And it's just it's a pleasure. It's a joy to coach these guys because they are so technical and they understand the game. So our depth is something that's going to be an advantage for us throughout the year.
Finally, how much of a challenge is it for you and the coaching staff to coach these players in the month of December, knowing, as you mentioned, game tonight, another game coming up, 2 games in 2 nights, then there's a break, then you got Holyoke, then you got Fort Morgan, but it's a limited schedule and it's fairly spread out over a pretty short month.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that, but we can't do anything about the schedule. It comes out, and Mr. Straw has to work with the other teams, and maybe they, we had a game against Akron, and we had to move that. I don't know why we moved it, but we'll take it as it comes. And whenever they tell us it's time to play, we'll make sure that the kids are ready. And preseason, is a little bit different than league, and then tournament time's a little bit different than league. So we just got to make sure that we're pacing ourselves and getting through each level and making progress towards our goal.
Ken, thanks as always for your time. Congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you.
That's Brush Head basketball coach Ken Garcia after the Beat Diggers defeated Wiggins tonight by a score of 66-32. Now rejoined by Jen Goodall as the Beat Diggers really controlled the pace of this game. But, that's going to be the one thing, getting into the flow of each and every game, knowing that you've got a couple of games here and you've gotten, like the coach was just talking about, it's a really odd rhythm to try to establish in terms of game management because of the amount of time between game number 2 and game number 3, which is 12 days. That's a long time, Jen. That's almost half a month.
It is a long time, and then, the kids always get sick of playing against each other in practice.
Right.
So that's one of those things. But I look for them. These boys on this team are so, like you said, they're very technical. They understand the game very well, and they're hard on themselves, and they work really hard to correct those little tiny things that most people would totally ignore and not see. So their work ethic and what they work on, they're a pretty good bunch of kids.
Outstanding job tonight by our sound engineer and producer, Michaela Klimper. For Jen Goodall, I'm John Beltran. You've been listening to the Beat Digger post-game show brought to you by Buildings by Design. Back in action of the Beat Diggers tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on 1010 as well as KSIR.com right here from Brush against the Sheridan Rams. Earlier tonight, the Lady Beat Diggers defeated the Wiggins Tigers 59-30. Final score of tonight's boys game, Brush 66, Wiggins 32 right here on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.